This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes, daily live streaming interactive, featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to Investment Perspectives, everybody. I wanted to make a quick video so we could talk about some really good news for XRP, which is ODL hitting all-time highs in some different corridors. And we're going to talk about that. But what I want to start with is Milton Friedman, who, God rest his soul, he's not with us anymore, but one of my favorite people, an economist who was actually a real visionary. And I want to play a couple-minute clip from back when he was still alive, and it might have been in the 80s or 90s, but it was some time ago, back in 1999. And he was really envisioning what the internet could be. And I want you to listen to what he talks about and how it sets this up. And then let's talk about this in comparison to why it's not Bitcoin. Okay, so let's talk about that. And it's no slight to Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to be an excellent investment product. But as far as a financial settlement instrument, I think that's a different scenario. So let's listen to what Milton Friedman says. And by the way, I encourage anybody to just watch anything on Milton Friedman. It will expand your mind immediately.
The internet is going to make it very difficult to collect taxes on services of all kinds. After all, you can complete these transactions in cyberspace, not on the ground. Computer companies now are getting their programming done in India. I doubt that anybody's paying any taxes on any of that. So that I think that the internet is going to be one of the major forces for reducing the role of government. The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, is a reliable e-cash, a method whereby on the internet you can transfer funds from A to B without A knowing B or B knowing A. The way in which I can take a $20 bill and hand it over to you, and there's no record of where it came from. And you may get that without knowing who I am. That kind of thing will develop on the internet, and that will make it even easier for people to use the internet. Of course, it has its negative side. It means that the gangsters, the people who are engaged in illegal transactions will also have an easier way to carry on their business. But I think that the tendency to make it harder to collect taxes will be a very important positive effect of the internet.
What a comment. What a statement from back in 1999 from Milton Friedman. So look, listen, from that statement, an e-cash, he says. Now, obviously, Bitcoin was the first technology on the market to make such a thing possible. And I have great respect for Bitcoin, although sometimes when I talk about it, it may not sound that way. But I think because when I try to, more and more, I try to make the delineation that I think Bitcoin is a good investment product because I think it's going to be here for a long time. It has the brand awareness. People do revere it as digital gold. So if you buy it, you hold it, and then it goes up because enough people buy it. It's also, by definition, the greater fool theory of a Ponzi scheme. However, I do think with technology and time, I do believe that Bitcoin finds its way one way or another to even more use case than it currently has now. The settlement time is very taxing for Bitcoin. It can't be used in everyday transactions because it takes too long to settle. So the reality here is that something needs to happen, either whether the Lightning product that they developed for Bitcoin either gets to a place where it can efficiently cover and close the gaps that it has in that area, or they come out with some regulations that potentially say all pre-mined Bitcoin has to be placed on a ledger that will be the virtual trust layer that the entire digital asset space is built on. I believe that could be the ILP and the XRP ledger combined, and I certainly believe Ethereum will be a part of that as well over time. My notion is that if they were to take all pre-mined Bitcoin and place that on the XRP ledger, then to me, you could get that settlement time back. And in turn, it would drive the value of Bitcoin up because people could then go back to using it for everyday products, haircuts, coffee, and so forth. And I think that shows a lot of promise when we can take the best elements of each coin and blend them together to get the best operation and consistency throughout the entire market. I certainly believe, and I've made no mistake in saying so, I firmly believe that the XRP ledger and the ILP will be the trust layer for the new digital asset space that will be completely regulated, just as there is a legitimate internet and then there's a dark web. Okay, going further and looking at XRP compared to Milton Friedman's statements, we can actually see evidence of this eCash, as he referred to it in 1999, actually being used to solve problems, and not only that, creating all-time highs in these corridors that it's currently in. And by the way, shout out to Adam Sky, Digital Financial Education, for that post. XRP Crypto Wolf gave us this and the next one here, and this is really interesting too because you see that the XRP Liquidity Index for BITSO and the XRP Mexican Corridor ODL pair hits an all-time high. That's incredible. That is actual real application taking place, solving a problem, closing the gap that regular cash system, the traditional payment rails cannot do. This to me is Milton Friedman's talking point come to life. Looking at the next corridor, XRP to AUD hits an all-time high. And again in the Philippines. To me, this is pretty remarkable. I mean, this is really pretty remarkable. That's why I wanted to start with Milton Friedman's early visionary thought there about what the internet could look like, because I tell you, this is what it can look like. And numbers, real application in numbers are how you know. You compound what Milton Friedman said, and then the real-time example of the all-time highs in these corridors where XRP is being used, you could see the benefit is going to application. They're like, absolutely, this works, and it's working in mass. So the notion here is compounded again in my mind, because look at the current state of events around the globe. The entire globe is shut down. And obviously, due to a current health event, and in large part, there was an economic collapse that was coming long before the current health event got here. So it's a bit of a 1-2 punch for the world, right? When you take in mind what we are dealing with now, just across the planet, and the effects of the economy being deliberately shut down because of these things, and it is because of both things. Let's be clear. When it comes time and everybody is in safe harbor from this current health event, and it comes time to fire this economy up around the globe again, we are going to need something like XRP, because there's going to be an important part of the equation that is missing, and it's called the velocity of money. How quickly can you settle and get the money into the hands of the person that needs it? Sender to receiver, sender to receiver, sender to receiver, so on and so on. The velocity of money will be a part of this equation to get this world out of this gap. We are absolutely seeing a playbook like 1929 and 1933, the Great Depression, play out in front of us again. What we don't know is that when it's time to bring this world and ignite this economy globally again, will they take advantage of what we see here in these three corridors, the use of XRP at grand scale? I believe the further that this goes on, the more it's the obvious choice. And I believe the further that this goes on, the more that they won't have a choice. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I just wanted to make a point about that. I think it's absolutely profound that XRP is making all new time highs in the corridors that they're in for ODL. And the applications go well beyond ODL, as you all know. Hit the like and subscribe. Share this content if you like it. Let's get this conversation broadened. Let's keep this audience growing. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.